Hello everyone, this is Noor Al-Ghamdi presenting a human resource management strategic plan. Here in my outline, I have the introduction, the definitions, importance, the communication strategy and training program, and the conclusion. The introduction here says that inclusion and diversity are related, but they are different concepts. To make all the 200 employees to feel more appreciated and included in the company, well-planned strategies must always be put through proper initiatives. Therefore, in most organizations, the challenge is always to have a culture where all the employees feel appreciated and included. So as a result, every company should make inclusivity and diversity of employees a key goal and objective for some reasons. The first reason, it will increase the employees' motivation, thus enhancing the entity's performance. The second reason, attract and retain the best and needed talent. The third reason, increase the success of the organization and makes employees happier. On the other hand of diversity and inclusion, we have the communication. Communication plays a vital role in the organization and the success of any company. The definitions. So here I have in my presentation 4 definitions. The first one, diversity. Diversity means a composed workforce of different races, genders, religions, and professional skills. In order for the employees to feel a sense of belonging and make the work environment in the organization more productive and welcoming to them. Inclusion. Inclusion is an organization's effort. This efforts to ensure that its employees feel a sense of belonging, equality, and supported by providing them with equal accesses to available opportunities and resources, regardless of their gender, their race, their mental or physical disabilities. The communication definition in the work environment means the exchange of information and ideas among employees in an organization through formal and informal communication channels, through which the functional tasks, strategies, and objectives of the organization are accomplished. Training program. Training program is an organized tool for the development of specific skills to boost development opportunities and promote employee retention. It's considered an integral part of development for human resource in the organizations. The importance. Here I address the importance of some concepts. The first concept here, diversity and inclusion. The importance of it will enhance the innovation and creativity among employees. They will equip the entire team with range of skills and knowledge. They will act as a motivation to the employees to boosting businesses. Also, they will improve the happinesses of employees because the employees feel respected. Also, they will increase productivity and output of employees. And they will enable the employers to understand their employees better. Also, they will help in having more talents to choose from. And the last important will increase productivity that leads to higher revenues. The second one here is the importance of communication. Communication will providing every employee in the organization recognition and voice irrespective of their culture and diverse groups. This helps in enhancing tolerance. Communication also helps in improving the knowledge of individual employees in the inclusive and diversity attitudes. This assists in pushing the goals of the company forward due to togernesses. And the last important here of the training in diversity and inclusion. Training will improve employee awareness on diversity and inclusion. It will enhance inclusive thinking and actions among employees. Also, it helps in improving workplace sensitivity and tolerance. The last one is will promote collaboration and innovation in the entire team. So here I will move to the communication strategy and training program on diversity and inclusion. So as I'm human resource manager, I have developed a communication strategy and training program on diversity and inclusion to my chief executive. I involved in this program about 200 employees to implement the strategy. So I will start with the program objectives. So the first objective here is to define the relevance of diversity and inclusion and enhance its policies and initiatives. The second object is to improve the communication and decision-making skills of the employees. The third objective is to mapping out organizations' internal and external strategies and programs effectively. Also to educate and provide information to all employees in the organization. Also to give employees a chance to obtain applicable experience. And the last object here is to provide each employee with a sense of belonging and respect. The program capacity. So here in this program, I seek to address diversity and inclusion in the organization with the 200 employees. Also, with this program, I will seek to help the management in fostering and enhancing the program effectively. This program also will include employees different of age, sex, and different ethnicities. And the last thing, this program will submitted to the chief executive officer of the company. So here is the program plan. So in my program plan, I divided to 6 steps. The first step here is define the team. So in this step, I will involve understanding the scope of the underlying process that will be followed during the process. Also, will understanding the diversity and inclusion strategy to be followed is essential in the planning and execution of the entire process. So in this step, the management should formulate the team that will take the whole project to completion, because diversity and inclusion being from the top management before being adopted by the other levels or the lower levels. So this team that we will define is responsible of drafting the preliminary plan of the entire program or project. The second step is analysis and research. So here, this step includes conducting research and audits. Also, the significant in bringing impressions of the previous brainstorm witnesses or happened in the first step. So this evidence to refute or support various proposals from the first step are done in this stage. Also, this helped the team in the next step or the third step to formulate tactical and strategic choices. This is the stage of doing or the step of doing away with the long list of possible formulated in the first step. The third step here is synthesis. Series of analysis and choices are made during this step to formulate the exact strategy. The team that will be defined in the first step should have clarity of the various activities to be implemented. So for whom among the 200 employees and how these activities will help implement the company's long-term objectives. So after the success of the understanding, the team actually will draft the findings for the implementation. So these findings will then be worked with the on a coherent narrative. So in this step of defining the specific strategy and outlining its objectives to the 200 employees. So for instance, the starting point of this implementation can be through the inclusive language principles. These principles that was formulated by Handshake. The fourth step here is diversity and inclusion training. So in this step, furnish preparing and schooling as a team with SECU on variety and incorporation matters. Offer freedoms for the organization-wide and designated conversation. So for example, town hall gathering, round tables, and little gathering conversations on problem identified with variety and consideration, like generational variety, incapacity, incorporation, and other basic themes. The fifth step here is drafting the strategy. So in this step, this step actually done after the input in the training and sensitization and workshops of the 200 employees that has been completed. So significantly, the team that we defined in the first step need to draft the editorial calendar that will be used in tracking the progress of the entire process to the completion. The implementation team needs must indicate every communication activity bear objectives during this step. The last step here is approval and launch. So the strategy document finalized by the implementation team needs to be submitted to the senior management who will endorse it. So the launching process must conducting internally so that all the 200 employees understand everything about it. So after its endorsement by the senior management, this strategy is launched in this step, which is the last step. The conclusion. So here in my conclusion, its present conclusion, I summarized all what I have said in the presentation. So this presentation has discussed some definitions such as diversity and inclusion, communication and training program. Also, this presentation addressed a list of communication strategies and training programs, and this program has 6 steps. The first one, define the team, analyze the research, synthesis, diversity and inclusion training, drafting the strategy, and approval and launch step. So creating diversity and inclusion are important in any organization that seeks to achieve equality and justice among its employees. Thus, creating an inclusive culture that will benefit all the 200 employees that we choose for the plan or for the program, also which will benefit their engagements and productivity. And here the reference for my presentation, and the end of my presentation for today. Thank you so much.